This weekend, I'm at the Dan Hawkins Guitar Workshop here in Brighton at WaterBear Music College, co-hosted by Bruce John Dickinson, who's the guitarist in Little Angels. We're working through loads of classic rock songs, great enthusiastic crowd. We learn the songs, learn the theory and learn the techniques in the morning, and then in the afternoon we get on stage and play them, all with a live band. Come and have a look, see what it's like.
Dan Hawkins, The Darkness.
I'm Bruce from Little Angels.
And we're at WaterBear Music College here in Brighton.
Yes, we are.
And we've been here all weekend, playing guitars, teaching. This has been your workshop, Dan, with Bruce alongside you, spitting the knowledge. How's it been for you?
Really superb. I didn't know what to expect. I don't do this kind of thing as a rule. And I'm really glad I have, I felt like almost like more of a student, really, than a teacher. And it's been really cool. Like everyone here has been just really sweet, and I don't know. We've had some real moments and some real connections. I think
We really have.
Yeah, I think made some good friends actually.
Yeah, we have made friends.
Yeah.
And Dan's worked really hard, but we all learn from the people in the room. I mean, and we've learned from Will as well. Will Hattersley, the guitar teacher. He's a great player.
What a player.
Yeah. And
the stuff he was doing this morning in particular with those slides and blues bands were really stunning.
And I think we both enjoyed the question and answer thing. There's three of us, question, answer kind of thing. And it was really nice,
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's just been fantastic.
But to remind everyone at home of your signature sound of you guys playing in your bands, do you mind playing a couple of what's one of your favourite riffs that's going to end up on the live sets later this year?
Well, I've got a song called Boneyard.
Yeah.
He's the greatest of all guitar keys, as we know, and I love those. It's Get It On, isn't it? Bang, gone. Any riff that can get that, then I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
That's the stuff,
sword,
man.
yeah,
Absolutely kicks in.
That's it.
Dan, do you have any riffs in E, perchance?
It'll cost you more because most of them are in A. But basically, my entire career is built around doing this. But there's a.
Well, I've already noticed what I'd play different to that, because I think you're adding different stuff there that people don't know about. And it's the subtlety of it as well, the little...
See, that is actually the thing. So I'm playing with quite a hard plectrum because I actually play with a nylon 73.
Yeah.
Because what I actually do is I hit it so hard that if I went in a live situation that this would just go straight through the string.
Yes.
It's bad technique and there's no subtlety.
And you're on 11s to what gauge you want to do?
54 to 11s, I think.
Yeah.
Which is why my fingers are shredded from all the.
It's
the
tough playing that all day, but you even play the one in A reminds me of the story of you saying you were putting Walking Through Fire on the setlist for Nebworth.
Oh yeah,
a couple of weeks ago. You were like, people were saying you shouldn't play that.
Yeah, I've got loads of these. That I just love songs where the guitar chops against the thing. Massively into AC/DC.
It's the rhythm of it, because we've all got the same chord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you throw away riffs, like Toby came up with one. Obviously Zeppelin. But you could soon throw it away and miss it. And it's like, and there's one I got off Pete Townsend, which is off the Who live at Leeds. That's a great record for Nicky Leeds because he throws them away. He does, and he had this one, and he does it once or twice, and I'll have that. And I nicked it and turned a song out of it, you know.
Yeah, just take a little couple of seconds of it. Almost like people sample, you know, hip-hop sample drum beats just to take a little fragment of it to make something new.
Yes.
It's doing that with the songwriting and the riff writing,
It is.
right?
So I remember one Spanish Castle Magic. You know, but you've got that. You know, so you can always take a riff and sort of rewrite it. I've got loads of riffs from Spanish Castle Magic.
Is that your sort of Clapton influence? That chord there is like that,
the blues scale thing and the sting you're putting on it. Hendrix chord.
I think that was 7 that kind of goes into 4. All comes from Spanish Castle Magic. It's a good key, C sharp. But I think you have to go back to your open string chords. You have to make open string chords sound good, don't you?
They resonate more, they ring out. And you've got more, E to E, you've got more frets to work from as well. E to E.
Yes.
You've literally got more octaves on E than any other key.
Yeah, and I think it's quite hard to do to make an E chord sound good. Like Dan does so well. That's not easy. It's only about 1 in 1,000 guitarists that I've heard can make an A chord.
And what are you hearing, what are you looking out for? What do people get wrong? Because they're cowboy chords, they're the first chords everyone learns. What can you improve
well, when you've got a bit
that?
distortion, I think you've got to knock out the thirds in the chord. There's no C sharp in that. It's a bit of a clash. So I don't want this.
And sometimes with palm muting or pressing on too hard, people literally take it out of tune, right?
You've got to listen. And the way you pick the string is the thing. I think that little exercise, just E, A, G and D.
I'll tell you something that Bruce is doing here that he's not advertising, which I do a lot and I think is essential to being a rock guitarist. He's using his thumb. It's about the notes that you don't play half the time, isn't it? Yeah. So that the ones you do play really kind of
you got to make it ping, haven't you? You know?
That's the magic of a power chord. That's the magic of a power chord.
I like that one as well, because I'm removing the third.
Yeah. Dave Calhoun was doing all this when I talked to him about Brian May's playing. He was the hand demo for the hand of Brian May in the Queen movie. for like being for the younger, because Gwilym Lee couldn't quite do all for the hand close-ups. So the thumb over the top and playing power chords like that's so important.
And I think also just for a sonic point of view, Dan's working the amp hard. None of us are using a fuzz box really.
Yeah.
I mean that's a clean boost. I think it's a better tone. And it cleans up. And that's a bit of a lost art, that kind of on your volume knob.
Yeah, the one channel up. Absolutely. Speaking of the songwriting thing though, you mentioned one yesterday, Dan, where I think it was Motorheart ended up having started off with the riff of a different song that ended up becoming Rock and Roll Party Cowboy.
Yeah. So we were talking about how like even a small section of a riff, if it's a good riff, sometimes you just can't leave it alone, and it doesn't necessarily find its home initially, and then it does eventually, sort of thing. So there's this song, also in E. You booby trapped this, haven't you? Falling into, they're all in E basically.
Yeah, of course.
But that riff eventually, or initially, I got bored with that riff doing that. So
it was up there.
That was how the band heard it when I played them the sort of what I'd done on the record, and they're like, yeah, get rid of that. You know, they preferred that on its own, but they had this. So then
I like that one. That's the kind of Motorhead.
Yeah,
It goes dun 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 when it really kicks.
And then, so about 2 years later, we were in rehearsals or in a writing session, and I just pulled it out. They're like, yeah, that's brilliant. I was like, yeah, it was brilliant before as well. But to be fair, it found a better home in the end, you know.
Well, it sounds better in that key as well.
It does. That's the thing. Key does make a massive difference, doesn't it? You know.
You do a lot of capo hunting with as a band. When you write a song, you do try it in a lot of different keys, don't you?
Yeah.
When to kind of keep the magic of a riff or to work for the voice.
Do you know what? Actually, I write a lot with capos because because I'm lazy and it's easier to play with a capo.
Yeah, no, literally.
Right?
Yeah.
So basically, it literally is easier because I don't know, why is it easier? Bruce, you might be able to explain that.
There's a bit less pressure. If you capo at the second fret, it lowers your action. I do it with beginners a lot. They literally the frets are closer together the higher up you do.
It just sounds. I think your ear gets bored.
It's tighter. Yeah, you get a different sort of tuning.
And a bit chimier as well.
Yeah. So a lot of I've written a lot in capo there.
Yeah.
And like a lot of.
Literally, Hotel California was written in E. And they kept capo hunting until they got capo 8.
I've done that to find where my brother's voice would hit the hardest, and historically he hasn't really liked that because sometimes we've hunted it and it's gone too far. But to be fair to me, when we write a lot of these songs, I've got this shitty old acoustic that is actually broken. And it's still the only one I write on. And it's basically something's broken inside it, like one of the bars, support bars, is rattling. So when you play it, it sounds like it's a bit distorted. So I can write. So most of these riffs were written on that.
It's the guitar equivalent of a ripped speaker, isn't it?
Yeah. Honestly, it's like it's a 50 quid Fender from, and it's the one. But it just means you can like. And you got like a bit of like you can write around a table. So when we're writing together, I'm like making the music and he's coming up with melodies, but he's singing them. That's good. Yeah. Then we get into a room and it's like sometimes it doesn't, or you're recording and it's like the peak of it it's not punching enough. So we find the peak of it. And that's where the key of the song is. So
interesting.
we've done that for quite a few songs.
Yeah, tempo as well. It's worth spending a bit of time on tempo.
But sure, for the bigger rooms, you do have to play a little bit slow. In fact, I've heard you talk about playing a little bit behind the beat, like the Hives do, to give punkier stuff an impact in literally an arena or a stadium.
So today we had a drummer in Oscar.
Absolutely Oscar, brilliant. He was great, wasn't he?
And we're doing Cash.
Oh, yeah.
And we're doing Kashmir, and I was just like I've done a lot of production in the past, and the MD was absolutely spot on with all the advice, and he was saying about relaxing the backbeat of the snare, but I asked Oscar to focus on the downbeat after every time he does a drum fill, making it purposely late, almost like to try and catch me out. Yeah. I was like, imagine I'm Jimmy Page and you're John Bonham, and I'm going to be ahead of the beat, and show me up, show my ass up by like being late on that downbeat. And I think the run throughs after that were amazing.
Well, that's really good. That little bit of advice, what a difference, yeah.
And suddenly it was like everyone started kind of moving.
Starts to sway.
And it's that thing where because I was a drummer first of all, like. Where songs speed up, they should, because the energy should increase, right? But the thing that makes it go too far is when a drum fill, the energy is put into a drum fill and the downbeat, it might be a tiny bit on the first fill, but then another tiny bit on the second fill, third fill, fourth fill, and then by the time you're halfway through the song, you've sped up by half a BPM.
Yeah.
And if you carry on that direction, you're 2 BPM over where you should be.
100%.
So what the trick is, it doesn't even matter if your drum fill is a bit ahead. The downbeat, hit behind, and you're back where you started.
That's really good advice.
All those classic Zeppelin songs as well. Black Dog does that. It makes you wave
Oh,
for it,
God,
doesn't
it's
it?
just so good.
Swing.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
it sounds like a band together. And that is actually the sound of rock and roll, isn't it? The guitar hits you first.
Yes.
And then, sorry, the guitar hits you first, drums are in, and then bass, like, who cares?
It's all got,
100%.
it's working in a little sort of, it's a little micro universe between the band members, you know.
So
and that's where the magic lives.
To finish up, first riffs and gateway riffs.
Well, the Clapton album, I'll do that better with the right sound. All You Love. You know, it's that aggression that Clapton had on that first record. And there's that bit where he goes,
Influenced by Hendrix, isn't it? Is that with a Hendrix influence, do you think?
no, Clapton was doing that before Hendrix came
Right.
to the UK.
Right, okay.
So Clapton was influenced by Freddie King,
Yeah.
B.B. King, and particularly Freddie King, who was really distorted guitars.
yeah.
And he had that heavy right hand with that kind of. He was really very heavy-handed, and then it stopped by Cream, and he was getting more. He was playing faster and all the rest of it, but the accuracy that when he was only about 19, I think, when he did
So
that
young,
Break
yeah, it's
album.
crazy.
And he really brought this Les Paul and Marshall thing that we all do now. It was Clapton that kind of first really did it, and then we've had the line since of, you know, Jimmy Page cottoned onto it, and then Peter Green replaced Clapton in John Mayall's band, and then Gary Moore picked it up and made it more aggressive, as did Brian Robertson, and then Gary Moore kind of took that. I get in trouble for talking about British blues because Gary Moore's from
Yeah.
Belfast,
Yeah, not
but
bad.
British blues is a kind of accent, you know, and it doesn't swing like Billy Gibbons.
Yeah.
It's straight, you know. So I kind of want to do that, and it's very physical. You know, I've hurt myself in the last couple of years with, you know, been doing this a lot of years, and so at the moment I'm recovering from it, and it's the aggression in the instrument. I'm having to learn how to be less aggressive as I'm getting older, because I have to be more Billy Gibbons and Gary Moore.
And
'Cause
he
I'm used
really
to-
can still do it at his age. I saw him just
But
before
it's
the
very
pandemic.
light. It's very light.
Yeah, light strings as well.
Yeah, light strings.
Maybe even sevens or eights
Yeah,
in the
that's it,
studio,
that's it.
especially. But that's a huge.
Wait, they go down to sevens?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Right,
didn't-
mate,
I
it's the
didn't even
sevens.
know
in the
that it
studio, not
existed.
live.
Do you know what? My whole career, I thought I was being really clever by like having heavy strings, right?
Yeah, mate.
Obviously today I'm not feeling that, but also there was this shootout on YouTube. These guys, like real
I think
nerds.
that was Beato. Rick
Probably Beato. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I said nerd, didn't I? Yeah, so it would have been him. Yeah. So he's like the anyway.
It's different though.
But it's weird because and I was like, oh my god, there is definitely
There is a difference.
apparent bottom end increase in the smaller the strings.
It's tighter on the bottom end,
Yeah.
and but you can get a bigger vibrato. But there is a spike on the top on that kind of that bit on that note, and that, you know, it's bends on the B string and the A string. With gauge 9 strings and below, you get a spike at 4K, back, and it disappears with gauge 10s, and I don't like it.
Right.
But at the moment, I'm having to rehabilitate my arm. I've had to relearn guitar 3 times in my life from nerve damage caused by headbanging when I was 20.
Yeah.
And one time I lost the use of my hand, then I lost the use of my arm, and then now I've lost the use of my forearm, and I always get it back, but it's a pain in the arse. I've got to build it all back up again. So I really noticed this difference between string gauges and the kind of, and then also how heavy you are with this hand. My muscle memory is to belt the thing, and I've learned a lot by trying to play a bit lighter. You know?
But it's a something for everyone to watching at home. Anyone who's got their little niggles, you can always come back to them.
You can get,
Come back from
you come back from RSI and all that stuff. And what's important is music's here. It's not actually even in your fingers.
You've always said that the music and the guitar is an expression of who you are. I mean, look at Keith Richards. The Rolling Stones are all behind the beat, and they're very laid-back people. It's literally they're selling their personality through six strings.
That's all we've got really, because all got the same notes, haven't we? And 5 of them are the best ones.
Sure, yeah, it's true. Finally, first riffs and gateway riffs for you when you were learning. Of course, you'd learned a lot of music on drums and other instruments, but you were a session player as well.
Yeah,
so.
but that was kind of like, kind of indie stuff, really, I suppose. It was
90s, wasn't it? Yeah, of course.
Or like out and out pop stuff. I was like playing for like on demos for boy bands and stuff like that. Just ridiculous stuff.
Yeah.
And that was always more like kind of chimey, kind of musical stuff. And so when it came to the band, I was like, I really had to think about how am I going to connect this.
Yeah.
How can I knew I liked power chords. So like I knew so that's cool, but it's like, but what else? And I'd always liked AC/DC, but I really found AC/DC like quite late in life, probably my mid-20s, like around that time, late 20s, and it was, I think it was probably like stuff like Beating Around the Bush and Shoot to Thrill, and I just spent a year copying Malcolm. Like I literally turned the stereo to the left, so I couldn't, so I wasn't distracted by Angus.
Yeah.
And I just tried to do my.
And they got that from my well, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. So
Nothing new under the sun.
So Fleetwood Mac were a big band for me growing up, for my parents. So which is probably why. So I'm listening to AC/DC and I'm hearing something that I like, and I don't know why. It's like, and it's the same thing why I really like Thin Lizzy is because my mum was really into ABBA for a while. So when I was really young, harmonized guitars were just like filling the house. So then when I was a bit older, and my dad gives me the best of Thin Lizzy or whatever, I was older when I'm like 8. I'm like, it's like, oh, I recognise this sound. This is how guitar should sound. Yeah. And then so when I finally play guitar in a band, when we're going into the studio, I'm saying we should harmonise this, and this is what we should do.
When we're teaching people, I notice with bluesy phrasing, it's hard to get later in life. You have to grow up with it. You have to hear Joe Cocker or something. Your mum and dad's record collection is really important.
It always comes back. And we were saying rock music and heavier music is back post-pandemic because people want that visceral experience.
Yeah.
It connects with people, and it's actually, heavy music's never been bigger.
This is another one like that.
What's not to like?
I mean,
It's quality.
The chorus is exactly the same chord as well. That's what I love about life. I mean, what's wrong with that? And then. So that's the thing with Malcolm Young. There's always saw that. It's not what you're playing; it's what you're not. It's like playing drums on guitar.
It is, because when they're writing songs, they're sat down, just the two of them, two brothers with guitars, and you're keeping the beat, aren't you?
I think you can hear the fact that you've been a drummer as well in your right hand. It's really good, yeah. And I think all guitarists should be forced to learn a bit of drums.
Yeah.
And also a bit of keyboards as well.
But the basic chords, you
Yeah,
visualise it different.
And a bit of singing.
Well, Satriani, when I interviewed him recently, said one of the things that made his song so catchy and he's able to get that sense of melody is he sang scales. And a lot of the best blues players, they all actually sing as well. Even Hendrix and Clapton, they all sing as well, and they're singing and doing all that. But boys, thank you so much for chatting with me. It's been a wonderful week. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And if you guys want to hear this loud rock music in all its stadium and arena and live gloriousness, go and see Little Angels in the Darkness on tour later this year. It's going to be very special.
It'll be the best Christmas ever, isn't it?
Oh, the best Christmas ever. Yeah,
outstanding.
absolutely.